Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you this morning. Listen to some of these headlines. There's an athlete in the NFL wants to start receiving his salary in all in Bitcoin. We'll talk about that. Another bank teams up with Ripple and RippleNet. They can't be stopped. This is a global effort, ladies and gentlemen. And what if Bitcoin was a security? Hey, matter of fact, what if the whole digital asset space were to become digital asset securities? I'm going to explain that too. And we're going to unpack Hester Peirce's safe harbor rule. I think there's an important point to hold on to in there. And then we're finally going to touch on what everybody wants to touch on. The price for XRP has been going nuts overnight, and we need to talk about what the next price target is. And it may be $13 per XRP. Let's roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I can't do it without you, and it will be an achievement we can all celebrate, no doubt about it. Starting right here, the numbers are going to be brought to you by Kava Labs today. Kava is a flexible, interoperable platform that's a safe and secured by Chainlink integrated platform focused on cross-chain DeFi. Come on in and earn now at Kava. And it says here, happy Kava staking just from a couple days ago. Stake your Kava up to 15% plus on annual percentage yields. That's compound interest, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check it out. Let's get to the numbers. That's what we want to check out now. And we are looking right now. Let me just refresh the page because I'd like to do that. So 2 trillion 80 billion plus for the cryptocurrency market cap collectively. That is a hell of a number, and it's nice to see it back over that. Let's jump down right now to 55,000 for Bitcoin, 2,500 plus for Ethereum. Number 4 spot, courtesy of dereliction and duty of the SEC and intimidation tactics. We are at $1.42. We are up 19.13% on the 24-hour and 9.10% on the 7-day. So you can see most of the gains we've experienced have been over the last 24 hours. Let's take a look at the range here this morning. Coming in at $1.43 even right here on Fiat Link. This is ranging between $1.22 and $1.44. Now we are going to talk and hear from one of the chart experts that has been nailing the price and the retracements and the price corrections to the wall. And many of them have been aligned together in where these price movements will take us to. And we're going to hear what the next price target is going to be very soon. Let's move through the news this morning. So here we go. Kansas City from Michael Val 5 links. If he makes the Kansas City Chiefs roster to begin this season, tight end Sean Calkin says he will be the first NFL player to convert all of his salary to Bitcoin. That is remarkable. So he's going to convert it, not accept it in that. But that is conviction and passion. And no matter what I think about what Bitcoin's got in front of it for a hurdle, I admire the guy's passion. Now here we look here from Michael Val 5 links again, compliments of Mac Attack XRP. Shout out to you, Mac Attack. And he says this was actually very old news from 2018, but nevertheless, well, if it's very old news, then we don't need to cover it. But nevertheless, the old news from 2018 here is that Bank Defor had teamed up with Ripple for payments through India. And I think the newer side of the news that we could glean from that is that India had been struggling about banning cryptocurrency. And we know now that that's probably not going to happen. So that is exciting news in itself. And it did go into details here from back in 2018, but it does resurface this article in April, reminding everybody. And I think because of the banning issue that had been discussed by the Indian government, but just listen to what this says here. Specifically, Specifically, Bank Dufour will connect the InduSlim Bank on RippleNet, meaning that customers can transfer up to $2,608 to deposit accounts in India through Bank Dufour's mobile banking app. Bank Dufour is also one of the first local banks to join Bank Chain. Bank Dufour's mobile banking app offers a range of services, including instant transfer to any bank in the Sultanate, cardless cash, and mobile top-up for telecom providers. So massive stuff happening there, whether it occurred a couple of years ago or not. I think the fact that we're seeing India move forward with some type of crypto acceptance here is the bigger issue. All right, looking here, this is Jim Cramer who says a big no for him on Dogecoin. And I get it, because Dogecoin was originally set out to be a joke. It is the equivalent, as Charles Hoskinson has said from ADA, Cardano Network, that it is the equivalent of the digital pet rock, and I totally get it. And one of the things I have to ask is a question that got asked of me, is what if Bitcoin itself were to have such regulations because of the illicit activities that central banks and governments have highlighted many, many times? What if it were to be regulated so heavily or taxed so heavily that it would force Bitcoin holders to push their Bitcoin holdings back through the forks of Bitcoin, which would be Litecoin and Dogecoin, which happen to be right here on the Flare Finance ecosystem overview. This may pertain to the U.S. only and U.S. retail holders at some point. Maybe it ends up being international. I don't know. What I do know is that the energy consumption footprint of Bitcoin has been pointed out as a huge negative for the world moving towards a green environment. And I also know that the chance for a 51% attack on the Bitcoin network is highly possible by the manipulation of, let's say, China and the miners there in that region. So there are some issues with Bitcoin to be dealt with. And this question was floated to me by Lenker and Big Skinny, who are dear friends of mine. And the reality is that would be an interesting concept, to think that it could get regulated or taxed so heavily that Bitcoin holders would have to move their holdings into the forks of Bitcoin, which would be Litecoin and Dogecoin. Don't know if it'll happen, but I thought it was certainly worth sharing the suggestion that got put to me by those gentlemen, that's for sure. Now, looking here, I wanted to drill down on this and remind you guys, if you haven't seen the other video I did this morning about the crypto road to, or the road to crypto becoming digital asset securities. I think we should watch that video, as much of us as we possibly can, to get an understanding about where we could possibly end up going with the space. You just got to watch that video if you haven't had a chance to do it. I really am looking forward to your feedback on that video. Now, looking here, this is Hester Peirce unpacking the newest safe harbor proposal here. And I think this is really interesting here, because if we come down to it, first thing I wanted to share was right here, the narrative. So cryptocurrency startups could benefit from a 3-year grace period to build and launch their projects before they have to worry about federal securities laws. So even after the 3-year grace period, the way this reads is that they will have to be prepared to deal with federal securities laws. Please go watch the video I made this morning about the road to crypto possibly becoming digital asset securities broadly. Then I bring you down here, and I bring you down to breaking it down, where it says the most tangible difference between the old version of the safe harbor rule and the new one would be the introduction of exit guidance. Under the token safe harbor proposal 2.0, companies would have to tap outside counsel to evaluate their projects and create a report assessing whether the project meets certain criteria to be considered decentralized or functional. Well, oddly enough, if you're decentralized, you could become a decentralized autonomous organization. And they made it law that you can do this in Wyoming. And if you do that and file for your DAO to become registered in the state of Wyoming, because I believe they're going to force all decentralized platforms to become registered, you will have to attach that digital autonomous or decentralized autonomous platform organization to a LLC, which means there's going to have to be humans connected to this decentralized platform you want to register, so there can be consumer protection and accountability brought if there's anything malicious or nefarious that happens on that network. This, to me, is starting to take shape. Again, if you haven't seen the video from this morning, please go watch that, The Crypto Road to Becoming Digital Asset Securities. Here we see Michael Val 5 Links reminds us that this will be us in a minute, and it may be, because we're about to look at price from one of the analysts that has been spot on, as many of them have, on what's happening in this market. This may be us in a minute. For those earning $1 million or more dollars, the new top rate will be accompanied by an existing surtax, bringing the U.S. capital gains and dividends tax rate to 43.4%, which is why I started off telling you about a couple different options like Kava, which you may be able to use, right? Or you could also try going and getting a crypto IRA with iTrust Capital. Best gold, crypto, silver IRAs, links for all of these things. And if you're not sure what to do or where to go, you definitely need to go to cryptotaxaudit.com. These places, I believe, are really safe havens at a moment like this, and you can certainly get the clarity and guidance you need from Clinton Donnelly at cryptotaxaudit.com. All right, so according to a report from the English-language Iranian economic news source Financial Tribune, the Central Bank of Iran now, or CBI, is authorizing banks licensed Forex shops to use cryptocurrency as payments for imports. These are huge steps forward here. Huge steps forward. And look at this huge step forward. We know China's been out front with the launch of CBDCs in their country with the digital yuan. Two of Chinese internet giants, JD.com and Ant Group, are supporting the development of China's central bank digital currency CBDC by running a large-scale test, including paying employees in digital yuan and providing technical support. This is big stuff coming, and if we are to see the control, the power, and the relevance of all the governments and their powerful money around the world remain in control and in power, they will in fact become the on and off ramps to this digital asset space, whether they're securities or not. Now, moving forward here, JP Morgan and Chase, reminding you the largest bank in the United States and one of the largest banks in the world, is reportedly launching a Bitcoin dedicated fund for its rich clients as soon as this summer. Now, this is something I floated in the video from this morning, which is why I'm really hoping you go watch that video. We could be seeing the JP Morgans and the Goldman Sachs, which we know are getting into crypto offerings, preparing to set up, because if Gary Gensler, who does feel the majority of crypto assets are in fact digital securities, I show you him saying that basically in the video this morning. If you do understand that notion, and if he pursues that notion and that effort and for that purpose, then I could see why JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are getting into the crypto game, because most of the cryptocurrency exchanges could fall away if they don't have a securities license and crypto assets broadly become digital asset securities. All the money would then move back to the pockets of the investment banks that have been around forever, at least for the United States. Just a thought. Here we have Ripple cryptocurrency behemoth, major Turkish crypto exchange BTC Turk, and two Asian trading giants have wired a whopping 102.5 million XRP, as per the tweets published by Whale Alert, who has been all over the amount of transfer of XRP for a long time now. So that is a lot of XRP. Are we about to see a massive relist? You know, there was something I floated a long time ago, which was all exchanges that remain at some point use XRP as a base currency conversion pair, because it's the fastest, most scalable, most interoperable asset on Earth to date. Why wouldn't they use it? I mean, we certainly know that, you know, if it's good enough for the central banks to build a private ledger on, Are you to tell me that it's not good enough for the exchanges to use as a base currency? Here we see that we've seen well over 21% gains at this point. It has been climbing and climbing and climbing. And in fact, most recently, we've seen as much as 23 to 24% gains for XRP at this point overnight. And that has been absolutely fun to watch. I don't know about you, but let's look at one of the people here, Dark Defender, who lets us know what's going on here. He says, Deers, XRP touched 93 cents and broken out $1.33 as we expected. So congratulations to the ones who were patient enough to wait. There can be drawbacks, but in the end, and listen to what he just said. Everyone focuses on where we're going. He says there can be drawbacks, and there will be, because that's what markets do. But in the end, XRP will break all-time high plus soon. Take your coffees and enjoy your update. And at this point, the next target for XRP is $13.33. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee right here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Nothing like crypto in the morning. Love the smell of crypto in the morning. Here we go right here. He shows us on the chart. If you follow this right here, he's going, the Elliott wave analysis shows us the fifth leg here potentially could put us at $13.33 by, looks like mid-June, just after June this year. We're talking a little more than a month and a half from now is what we're talking about, right? How exciting is that? Holy moly. And I tell you, the thing that really gets me is that Dark Defender, Crypto Bull 2020, Coins Kids, right, Crypto Wizard, they all have been spot on. So I think the important thing is that we continue to monitor these charts and what their calls are. And if there's any changes, because as he did say, and I'm highlighting to you, there can be drawbacks, but in the end, XRP will break the all-time high soon. And I'll tell you what, if we get to $13.33, we're going to have to do something special for this guy. Right now, because that is pretty damn amazing right there. That's going to do it for me. Before I get out of here, I do want to show you, if you want to tell people how you're into crypto, don't tell them what you hold. Don't tell them how much you hold, for God's sakes. Whatever you do, show them with the merch, Crypto Life merch. There's a link in the description. It is the baddest merch on the planet. Look at this. I can brag about this because I didn't design it. That's why I can brag about it. Most of this was done by a partner I work with, and shout out to them. And this is really incredible. And there is something for everybody. Coffee mug, shirts, tanks, you know what I mean? We got it all, bags, and we've got so much cool merch. Whatever you're liking, we got it here. Phone cases. This is the best way and the safest way to show people that you are living the crypto life. That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. 100,000 subscribers. We're so close. And I will catch all of you in the next one.